donate, because I'm sure they can't afford to buy this stuff.
They have a
You know, it's probably
lot.
like Pam too, you know, like Pam gets all that stuff donated, she gets
Yeah.
those
I was
tickets to
wondering if
Star,
you guys gonna get like a pipe.
Starlight or, you
Yeah.
know.
Every once a month, I think there's a big long line of cars that come through, and Harvesters donates all this food, so they give it to you through your window.
Yeah, yeah,
It's hard to park on that day.
You dreamed of empires.
You
after
did?
that, after that great intro by Alvaro Enrique. It's a story about, well, I'll just say, I mean, I had a little bit of trouble understanding it. I mean, I think it was really good. I think it was really good, and I enjoyed it. But so many of the names and places, they sounded the same. And it was even Indian names and Spanish names. And so, so it was, I got a little confused. But I did enjoy it. And I enjoyed seeing like the different YouTube videos on it. And what other people were saying about it. And just kind of how it all flowed and went together. So I think that's the question I wrote down is like, how did each of us see this? What was the flow of the book? What happened? And that kind of thing.
I had to watch the YouTube. I probably watched 8 YouTube videos on the author.
Oh.
Him being interviewed, he was adorable. And it made me really love the book just by listening to the author talk about it. But then other people that said, this is what I think it was about. This dream sequence and the psychedelics that the Montezuma and his people were taking.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny, I thought.
Yeah, there were funny parts.
So, like you just saw Cortez coming in. Yeah, I was looking at maps and things like that. I mean, he really traveled.
And it only took place in like 12 to 24 hour day, one day, the whole book. Yeah. Did anybody else read it?
I read it.
Okay.
Jan
You're so
read
quiet.
and dissected it because so
You-
did all this research.
You read and
I read
dissected.
it.
Yeah.
And, thank you for picking this book. I mean, I love books that send me to Google and YouTube and all that stuff. And I found a lecture on Montezuma that actually the guy who was lecturing about that day, 1519, November 8th. And he was, I mean, the book is not factual.
No.
But, and he was defending Montezuma. He said, you know, Montezuma is portrayed, and I think he is in the book, as kind of a doofus, kind of a drugged
Well,
out.
Drugged out guy, yeah.
you know, and
Losing control of his
Yeah, he's
empire.
withdrawing from his duties and all this stuff.
Clipping his toenails.
And he said Montezuma was
God,
brilliant. You know, he built this city, you know, on this island he created.
I'd love to watch it.
A beautiful city and you know, zoos and gardens and canals and all these places but at the same time I really enjoyed the book and of course the ending was totally fictional.
Was summary, what was the ending?
Pardon?
In summary, what was the ending?
They killed Cortez instead of the other way around.
Shot his head off or
It's like, I
something.
won.
And no, and the whole thing with the, you know, him dreaming about or not dreaming, but hallucinating about the heavy metal band who I never even heard of, and I played the song. I mean, the song they were hearing is a real song, and all this kind of thing. I just really
Was
really,
creative.
I didn't even know about this. Didn't know about this meeting between Cortez and Montezuma. And, you know, I'm sure, you know, I had lunch with a woman the other day and she said, you know, the only reason we even know about Montezuma is because of the Marine hymn.
Because of what?
The Marine hymn.
Oh, from the Halsey.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks about Montezuma.
Oh my God, I never thought about it. Jen, what are you talking about when you say you read this whole about the day? You read the nonfiction version of the day
Well, I watched a lecture on YouTube.
on YouTube. Okay.
So it's
That I gotta go.
Because we did
I
YouTube
watched-
also, because
Yeah.
we were like, okay.
What's going on?
Yeah.
We tried to listen to it on the trip to Chicago, and we printed out the cheat sheet that John gave us, but it was very hard to follow who is who, you know.
You're right.
Like,
From the on the audio
because the
version.
way they pronounce it doesn't necessarily match up with the way when you're looking
Reading
at
it.
And we were like, okay.
Well, they
I
have-
said to John, I said, I would love to be in that car.
We
With them?
we were confused
They
all the
are
way up.
not gonna
No,
go.
no, I'd be like, you know, we'd listen quietly for a little while, and I go, do you have any idea what's happening here? And he goes, no.
I mean, everybody has 5 names
Right.
practically.
And
Yeah.
the thing is,
Yeah.
And that's
you,
the other thing,
you
we
see,
call Montezuma 5 different things.
right,
Yes.
but you're seeing it in print, and so you're seeing.
Yeah.
It was
like,
easier.
Like it's easier.
Yeah.
Like every time you see the end,
Yeah.
you're thinking, okay, that's
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
But when you're hearing it, they're pronouncing it.
Yeah.
Did you listen to it?
Was it a Spanish
started
reader?
the book. I did not finish the book.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll use
It-
two different
it was,
names.
It was
Yeah.
a
It
Hispanic
is hard to
Reader.
understand.
reader. Yes, it was very
Yeah.
hard to understand, and so.
But they'll use 2 or 3 different names in the same paragraph.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
and
know.
you're like, are we talking about the same
And
person?
plus,
Yeah.
2 people
No,
are
it's good.
talking to
Thanks.
each other in the same paragraph. There's no quotation marks.
I hate that.
And one person says something, another person says something. And
Who
you just
said
have
what?
to figure out who's saying what. It was very weird.
That's good stuff.
So we ended up watching a YouTube video
Yeah.
with some
Okay.
woman who had done like her dissertation on
Yeah.
that day.
Uh-huh.
So you watched about the day, not the book. The
No,
videos
no,
you watched,
no.
yeah.
She was talking about the book, but,
Oh,
but to give you background,
Oh, I see.
she
Okay.
was like very knowledgeable, and so she was so fascinated by the whole thing. And so, and it
Did
was
she like the book?
Oh yeah, she loved the book.
Yeah.
Who?
This I can't.
The
remember
woman
her
who
name.
did the dissertation
I
on
can't
this
remember.
She was
day.
a
On the day.
PhD something or other.
Yeah. Anyway, so we listened to the whole thing, and you know, we watched it.
It
And, I
helped
mean,
you
there was
like
nothing
it,
to really,
didn't
to
it?
really watch. It was kind of like, okay, that's what was happening. Alrighty then.
Didn't know that.
Didn't know that. No.
I
So I'm not unlike Jan. I am not. For me, a really good book. I am just engrossed in it. I don't want to have to go to YouTube to figure out what just happened, or to go to look something up, because I guess I don't know if I'm lazy or I just like to be in it. I don't know what it is. So when Jan told me that's how she was, I was like, oh dear. I'm like, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I like to feel like I'm there, you know, and like I'm just in it and I can't put it down. And if I have to keep going to the internet, I'm not there.
I have to say, when John handed me that cheat sheet, I was like, oh,
Oh
No.
shit.
What was
No.
the cheat sheet? I don't
Mine
read
is
The
it.
names.
for class.
He's he sent it on her text.
Well, they
Oh,
they
yeah.
have the names in the
Yeah.
And he
prologue.
printed, he printed a copy out.
But you had it on one page, you wouldn't have to go back
And
and
we,
back.
and we
Yeah.
printed it out so that we had it in the car, so
Yeah.
we could try to figure out who was who.
Because you know,
So
you're
we
sitting
did-
there reading, and you literally have to have that right next to you
Yes.
because you're like,
I
Who is
tried to
this?
do it more simply because I knew I would never keep them straight after the first chapter, and I read it like 2 or 3 times, and then I
You read
finally
the book
thought
2 or 3 times?
the chapter, and I thought I am just going to relax into this. I don't even care
Who's who?
necessarily who's who, and it worked for me.
Like I just followed
Then
storylines,
it just
sorta.
was about
Yeah.
what was happening rather than who was doing it, because
Okay, yeah.
I didn't think I would ever be able to keep it straight. So I was like, I'm gonna stop being anxious about it and just read it for the funny little things that they're going in trying to find their way out of their room, and they had a circle and they would stay to the right. You know, and they go, oh, this wall's warm, so it must be close to the sun. So this is the east side. I mean, I thought that was also funny.
Okay,
but-
so this PhD person also thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, she said, okay, the human sacrificing was not hilarious. And I mean, she pointed out different things, but she goes, there were so many funny parts. And I'm like, man, we did not get far enough, didn't
Yeah,
we?
we did not get to the humor.
We did not get to any of the humor. No, missed the
Missed the
humor.
humor.
But even the first day, I mean, not the first day, the first chapter, when they're talking about the dinner, and
Oh, the dinner.
the guy could
That was
not
pretty
eat the
funny.
soup because he smelled the guy
The
next
priest,
to
the
him.
priest
Blood.
smelled so bad.
Yes.
It was so
And
good.
I've thought, oh, this
Okay,
is
that
kind
actually
of
was
funny.
that actually was kind of funny. But yeah.
But I'd love to know what happened that. Was it only one day in real life that they came in
Because I
contact?
thought
I thought he came back and
because
forth.
I thought it said that it
Oh,
took
okay.
like 90 days.
Yeah.
He was a guest
It was-
there for like 90
it was-
days.
And he had to write
And
back to the king and ask for more
Cortez
money.
was the guest for like 90 days.
Yes.
And then he turned and attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After he'd been a guest and
Okay.
eating their food and, you
But
know.
the thing you listened to was on one,
Was what?
was on one day?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
The whole book was one day.
But what you listened to,
Was it,
He talked about the day. He was talking
which
about
day?
The day of.
November
8th.
8th.
And
Day
what
of the
happened on that
condemned.
day?
First contact.
Arrive, his
And
arrival.
they had the meeting. They met
Yes.
on that day.
That first day.
But he did not.
I just kept thinking the horses were going to be found slaughtered because they kept trying to find their horses.
Yeah, they couldn't find their horses. I didn't get that.
Well,
Like,
Montezuma was
where'd you
all
live?
Deer with
enamored.
no horns or whatever.
well, but it was like, this is a place that has no horses. And I'm like,
Deer with no horns.
They loved.
The
I
Spanish
thought
brought the
Montezuma
horses,
was
didn't
going
they?
to steal the horses or.
Didn't the
slaughter
Spanish
them.
bring horses to?
Yes,
yes, yeah.
they did.
Yeah, they rode in on horses, and then
They couldn't find them
Montezuma
for a while.
corralled them, I think, and
Yeah.
put them in a special place. Took all the saddles off, and apparently they had not seen a horse before, and they were just amazed that this animal could be so strong, and what could you use it for? We don't want to eat it. I mean, yeah, so it's kind of
They're
were
lucky
checking
they
it out.
didn't need it.
The only
That's a
thing we
waste of an
did-
animal.
Little did they know they could have eaten it.
Yeah,
But they were vegan, so.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
No, they were wearing human skin as a
Were they
shirt.
eating human? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, they
Yes.
ate the people they
Yeah, I think
conquered.
Yes.
According to this book.
Yeah.
I don't
Really?
I'm
know.
thinking real life too. I think they were part carnivore.
They were.
I mean, not
cannibals?
carnivore, but cannibal.
cannibal.
Yeah, they
Well,
would
it's
eat
more of a
their
ritualistic
prisoners.
honor thing.
Yeah, it was like a sacrifice to the gods or something.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
It wasn't
part of their
wasn't
religion.
gourmet food or anything.
Yeah, it wasn't like
Do you
These
think
were-
they did as many drugs as this book portrayed, or is that was kind of the
Well,
overdone?
it makes you
part?
wonder. I don't know.
I think
But there was
I thought that
peyote and
the research
mushrooms
said that
everywhere.
Montezuma
well,
did.
mushrooms, yeah, but they were talking about tomatoes and
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's
stuff.
right.
I mean, is
And
there really a
heroin.
hallucinogenic tomato? I don't know.
Yeah, that's just seeing
Yeah,
the
that
videos
was-
I saw. There were a lot of people who thought tomatoes were hallucinogenic.
Well, maybe if they're fermented, I don't know.
Well, I mean, tomatoes are related to belladonna plants. Right?
Yeah.
That can be.
They
be,
are.
That could be.
Maybe they were
hallucinogenic.
eating the leaves or something. Not
Maybe
just the tomato. Maybe
Moonflower
they were eating
vines or
moonflower
datura,
vine.
which is
Yeah, that's very
poisonous and
poisonous. We had
hallucinogenic.
some.
I've been to the site. I've been down there, but it's been a long time. You know,
Which side?
Mexico City.
Montezuma's, the halls of Montezuma.
I guess so.
I want to go again. They're digging up Mexico City right now in
Oh.
certain parts where they know there's Aztec ruins, and
Is that?
it's
that's where
going
it
on
was
right
in,
now.
in Mexico City.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
And so there's
adjacent
a
to
big
Mexico.
dig
I-
going.
My memory is that we didn't have to go far from Mexico City. Our hotel was in Mexico City.
Okay.
How long
And we-
ago? Not since we've been.
High school.
No, it was
Right
right
after
after I got out of
college.
college.
Cool. Oh,
Okay.
wow, okay.
My parents sent me to Mexico City as like a reward
For your
finally
graduation.
graduating.
And don't come back.
Yeah, right. Far as what? But anyway, part of the trip was to go out there, you know, and it was like my memory is like there were 3 big pyramids.
Mhm.
You know, they were stepped, and so then that's what I remembered. And then I had a book on it, and I was looking at it. You know, it was kind of geometrically set up. You know, things were opposite of each other, and that was kind of a memory too. So I was trying to figure out in this, like, were they inside or outside, or were they both going from one building to another? And then were the insides of these big pyramids, were they?
They were in. I don't think they were in a pyramid.
Well, the one guy was.
Yeah,
Oh,
these pyramids are. I mean, the Egyptian pyramids are like where they keep people that have died, the pharaohs that have died. But these
No, I
might have been
think these
different.
you
I don't
could
know,
go in.
huh?
I think the Aztec ones, you could go in. What was the name of the guy?
And
What's
so,
your name? Which of the five
Which-
names?
He actually had kind of a normal name, Caldera. or something.
Caldera.
Oh, Caldera.
And what
Caldera.
he dressed like a native and went wandering through the market and went into the, he
Pyramid.
went into the
Hmm.
temples and that's, you know, and then he saw the thing with the skulls rattling, you know,
Mhm.
which really is a real thing. They strung skulls and on wires and made this big rectangle that all it was skulls and the wind would
That
blow
reminds me
and
of
they
that
would
movie
rattle.
we just
It
saw.
was all kind
Huh?
of a,
That reminds me
Ooh,
of
early-
the zombie
early on
movie we
Winch's.
saw
yeah,
in the
it
end
was
that
kind of a
area.
warning to people, not to misbehave or something, I don't know.
God.
Did you stop reading because it was so? I mean, I know how hard it was to try to
Right.
figure out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I stopped early on.
Just thought I'm never gonna get
Yeah, it's
this.
like, yeah. So,
Jim,
and I'm sure, I mean, and I'm appreciating what you're saying because I'm like, this has gotta be really interesting and fascinating or something, but it was just so hard to understand. The reader.
Yeah, he
Oh.
didn't make it easy.
No.
Well, keep
No,
in mind,
it
this
was-
is written in Spanish.
It's translated.
Yes.
Oh, it's
Yes,
translated. Oh, yeah, that's
but
right.
Right, and then there's that.
But the reader also was
Very
Spanish.
Spanish.
very Spanish,
And when you
had a
wa-
really strong accent, so
Yeah.
it was hard to like.
Right.
Yeah.
and
When you
yeah.
listen to the author too, in that lecture that I watched him interview, I had to lean in and
Mhm.
really listen.
Mhm.
Oh, I put closed caption on
Yes,
and all
right.
that,
Yeah.
so that I could.
yeah, I did that.
And he was speaking English, but his accent was
Right.
so
Right.
good.
It was
Yeah.
so strong. Yeah.
But he was adorable, and I really
And how did you
wanted
pick
to
the
love
book?
it.
What?
Yeah,
two
I
years?
just went through the New York
York
Times
Times.
best sellers and
Yeah.
didn't want to have
2024.
another bride story or
Wedding People.
wedding people. Yeah. So I saw this, and I mean,
Yeah.
then I went to Amazon, and it was rated better than the other two that I was picking with it, and just thought, well, this could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys ever see the Red Sun at the Casey Rat 20 years, 30 years ago? It was the same story of the Aztecs. It was the Aztec. I can't tell you the difference between Montezuma and the Aztecs. I think they're two separate things.
Was this the Aztecs? These were the Aztecs, right?
Well, they said in some of the lectures, these weren't, this isn't actually the
What?
Aztec.
Well, there was a lot of different Indian tribes,
There were.
or yes, they're Indian tribes, right?
Yeah.
The Mexican.
Yeah, there were the Mexicans, and then there was, Montezuma was not a Mexican.
Right.
Was
But-
it an Aztec?
I thought he was, but
Okay.
I could be wrong.
I mean, the
But
story
she
was
said there
kind of
something funny about
describing
Aztec.
the birth of modern Mexico, right? Because Cortez comes in, they take over. I mean, like you said, the ending was different,
It was the opposite of what.
but what we're reading, maybe even because
But
of
Cortez
the
did
ethnicity,
Right.
maybe we're looking at it as like, oh, this is where the Spanish take over, and the author being a Mexican, maybe that's why he flipped the story in the end.
I think it
Oh.
is.
To like say,
How things would be.
Oh, that's what the whole lecture was about.
Right. He
What
flipped it.
is, no, also, what could have happened? What is the alternative to what happened? And you're supposed to be thinking about that during the read, which I wasn't. I was just thinking, okay, I just got to get through this chapter so I can, just get through the book.
So Montezuma.
Well, I enjoyed it, but I didn't understand what half of it was.
So Montezuma, specifically Montezuma II, was the last independent ruler of the Aztec Empire.
Okay.
He was the 9th ruler of Tenochtitlan, the Aztec capital, and his reign ended with the Spanish conquest in the early 16th century.
Did you guys think the women were powerful in this book?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the woman we listened to said this actually could be, in her mind, she goes, I could talk about this book for hours and hours. She goes, I could talk
This
about all-
book?
This woman, this PhD
book.
woman,
Oh, yeah.
and she said this was a feminist book.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, wow, I didn't get that far.
I heard one of the
But I mean, but she
discussions saying
was
that.
talking about, his sister wife,
Uh-huh.
and that was really just a political move. It's not like I want you to be my wife. It's like this is a political move
Mm-hmm.
to keep things in the family instead of spreading.
And then
that
he
out.
sentenced her to death, but we never know what happens to her, really.
He did.
He did.
Yeah. He was mad at her.
Yeah, he was mad at her because she wouldn't. She got up and left that lunch.
Yeah.
But also,
And he needed her as a diplomat.
he
and
also
she wasn't-
and she
I think
wasn't.
he still needed her. I didn't think he sentenced her to death.
Yeah.
Well,
he
he
said,
sentenced-
I'm going
He
to put you
also, but he
a
also sentenced the
in
woman
front of the
who-
public and you're going to be executed in front of everyone.
Remember, he also sentenced the woman who was served him food,
Yeah, his cousin.
his cousin, who he didn't realize was his cousin, and he
Oh, maybe I
sentenced
got him
her. I think
confused
that's
then.
it. Yeah, that's
And this
Maybe
is
I
a
got them
strong
confused.
feminist book because
I don't
women
know.
get murdered.
No,
by
because
men.
the
I'm
translator-
confused.
It's because the translator had a lot of power.
Yeah, one of the translators. was.
She was the translator, and
They
so
pretty
she
much
could
could.
say,
Well,
she
yeah,
could
the
say, and
translator
she
for
did.
sure.
And she
said
embellished,
she could say.
and she
something
left
funny.
stuff out.
Yeah.
She said, I'm not going to let them hear what you just said about their dirty skin.
Right,
that they
the
were.
blood, the blood, and how
Because that
stinky
might
they are.
not be good for relations.
Plus, the translator was a woman.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
And
Oh,
she,
I got a little
She was
sidetracked
more
there for a
And
minute.
the sister wife was a woman.
huh?
And the sister wife was
Yeah,
sister wife.
clearly.
Was a woman.
So those were the two powerful women.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Was there any others?
No.
They didn't have positions of power, but yeah, they could control things.
Yeah. You want to have sex, you better do what I want you to do. I don't know. They didn't say that.
Because they didn't have sex.
I don't think they had sex.
They didn't have
They
sex.
didn't
That's the
have,
only-
no,
Not
no,
the- not
they
the-
didn't
not
have
the
sex,
sister
but I
wife.
bet everyone else was having sex.
Yeah, because
If
they
they're
never talked
doing
anything about
mushrooms, they're gonna
children
be
or
having
anything
sex.
like that. There's never any like.
Cortez raped his translator.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't get that part.
He needed his head cut off. He
You
was
know,
a
I
bad
knew
guy.
George
Cortez
first
was a bad
chapter.
guy all around.
Yeah.
Even in
I'm
real
listening
life,
to the whole
wasn't he?
lecture thing, and I'm like, ooh, human sacrifice. Okay, and then I'm thinking, oh, maybe.
Yeah, they're
And I thought, I bet Mark didn't read this.
I did hear him say that somebody was saying, what is the difference between the Spanish version and the English version?
Interpretation.
And he said the Spanish version is shorter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're conquering, you want to tell the whole story.
Well, I think I thought he was referring to the way they conjugate and all that, like the man would be
You're just saying, okay.
el mano.
The
or,
difference in the languages.
Oh, conjugate. I thought I went straight to conjugating.
You went to conjugal. He's talking
You're so close,
You're
Patty.
talking about verbs.
Jeez.
No, that,
He's
I
in
tell you, that
English
show
language.
messed me up.
Are we going back to the dating game where you have
Naked
Lucy the
and
naked people?
depressed or something, yeah.
Wow.
He also talked about why he used the names of different people, like the spellings for Montezuma and Cortez, even, right? Because those were the ways that they spelled them commonly in history, and so it's like he didn't use what Montezuma. It's like if he would just say Montezuma instead of all these other things,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway.
Well, In the Halls of Montezuma makes so much sense now because I was really enthralled with them trying to find their way out. Are they ever going to find their... And the halls kept getting more narrow, like they were going single file through part of it. Did you get there?
I didn't get very.
And then there's a part where you go, is he talking about Montezuma's Revenge?
Well, that's what I thought.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought when they were all the
Yeah.
food, and I thought, is
It's
that,
like, are we talking Montezuma's Revenge?
is that where
Because,
that
because I kind of
think so.
remember
is that
that.
where that expression came from? With this
Nasty
gross
food.
food, with these gross people, and
I would think so.
God. Yeah.
And it happens, I think, more in Mexico than it would in Ireland or England. When you go to Mexico, you do not even have ice cubes in your
oh god,
water.
you don't have
So it
fruit
happens.
because that was probably washed in bad water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe Montezuma's Revenge is,
I think this guy is an author to keep an eye on if you are interested in that Mexican culture. You know,
Do you know about his other book?
a little bit. But
what about it? Yeah, I
About
mean,
the tennis match between Caravaggio and some Spanish poet or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you
Totally
got,
made
have you gotten that book?
Totally.
And,
Leanne?
and the ball they're playing with, the ball they're playing with is made from the hair of Anne Boleyn.
Oh God.
Oh my
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's
I mean,
right.
this
So
guy
he's-
is just
what
I
an
heard-
imagination.
Yeah.
awful.
have you seen the
It's the
interview with
mushrooms.
any of the
I was
interviews?
gonna say,
Or
yeah,
the tomatoes.
it's the
Hard to
mushrooms
say.
or the tomatoes.
Hard
Have
to
you seen
say.
what the?
Any of the interviews with him? I mean,
He did.
He is playful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's supposed to have a quite a character.
He's
He
quite
is.
character.
I thought it was so fun to listen to. He was just so animated and happy, and he laughed, and he did say he did mushrooms at an
He
early
did?
age, but he did not. He said, but that was at an early age.
I bet you guys say he did mushrooms for a little research for the book.
Yeah, exactly.
Only while I was writing the book.
The book, and then the book after that. But
And
otherwise-
remember, there's microdose and then there's psychedelic. So they use it for depression. There's medical reason for that we've figured out that we can use it for,
So we can justify our.
Just look at RFK
Yes.
Jr. Huh?
like ketamine.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress.
The one thing that's like, remember when we went to Chaco Canyon
Yes.
and how many thousands and thousands of Indians lived there at some point?
Out in the desert.
And they're like, they think they just came there they didn't live there. They came from all over
Traveling.
for like conventions.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Didn't we go to Chaco?
they,
We went to
Polidoro.
Canyon de Chelly.
Canyon de Chelly.
Canyon de Chelly.
and they're like, where did they go? You know, like were they part of this population?
And there's an identical village in Malaysia or
Yeah, something like that.
that is shaped just like Chaco Canyon is.
Hmm.
And it's in like Malaysia or something.
Oh, that's weird.
So the demise of the Indian culture, the Aztec culture, all of it, it's like kind of interesting, They don't know a lot about it. But anyway.
Yeah. It was
I'm
tragic.
going to read the acknowledgments because some of you may not have read them.
Oh, okay.
It's 2 pages, page and a half. It's at the end of the book, of course. The original title of You Dream of Empires is some Spanish thing. A line from the 17th century playwright Pedro Calderón. Life is a Dream, which makes more sense, as a title. Life is a Dream.
We talked
Cortez's.
about this last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our
Our
lecture
PhD
lady.
lecture lady.
I talked about it. And Cortez's Cactus of Tongues induced trance is inspired by Sergio blah blah's voyage to the center of hypnosis in The Art of Flight. And the captain's general self-absorption harks back to Salvador the photographer. The figures of the conquistadors and Nali are indebted to nakedness as shipwreck.
I'm not being able to make much sense of this.
Like
Yeah,
the
I'm
book.
trying to
I
figure
think
out why
there's
John
just great- I
Green
think
is-
Go with
Too
it.
much
Just
going
listen to
on.
the
Well, I'm
listen
skipping,
to the flow
I'm-
of the
it's-
words.
I'm skipping the
Spanish
Spanish
name.
name and skipping the name of Spanish books.
Yeah.
But it's indebted to Nakedness as Shipwreck, which is a book, I guess, by Margot Glantz. The so-and-so, the clack-clack of Caldere's boots as he walks through the old houses is the sound of Zapata's as he shows novelist Martin Guzman around some national park. So anyway, he's taking the sounds. All these things are coming from real places, and it gets even more real here in a second. The poet, whom one of the characters encounters reciting his own verse, is a real poet, Ramon, whoever. The overall architecture of the novel is Borgesian, famous South American writer, in conversation with The Secret Miracle. That's something he wrote, I guess. Whatever this book may get right in its vision of the past is based on the standard sources, which are Cortez's letter of 1520, Bernal Diaz's True History, Sahagún's General History, Duran's History of the Indies, and the classics that have determined our interpretations of them by these 5 or 6 people, recent studies on pre-Hispanic Mexico, and First Contact by these 3 different authors, 10 different authors, have fine-tuned those interpretations. So he's gone to these other sources to fine-tune what he read originally. The description of the Tenochtitlan, how do you say that, citadel, owes much of its precision and, I hope, force to the invaluable assistance of archaeologist Raul Rodriguez. One marvelous morning, he took me for a walk beneath the center of Mexico City, where Tenochtitlan lies intact. I was able to see it, and I'm entirely grateful to him and his team. So, there's some makeup here, but this is all deeply researched stuff. If you're to believe.
Everyone,
that's
There
right.
was only 1 or 2 people that were not actual people.
Yeah.
They were all true people, just you took much liberty about what they were saying and talking
Yeah.
about, because we don't know what they were saying and talking about, and whether they were on mushrooms. We don't. Somebody knows that, but we don't.
So, I mean, we could read a few of those, original histories, and we'd
Yes.
probably see some of the same stuff
Yes.
that got in this book.
We would learn.
I loved it. I think I really had a hard time, and then I had to just relax and just go with the flow of the
Did
word.
you take a mushroom or 2 just to help you?
Get going. If you want to get into the flow of it. All right. Well, that was our book, I guess.